Plankton Got Served. This is an edited title card. The original isn't on any website. I'm sure you've heard of Lost Episodes creepypasta, and they're usually incredibly graphic episodes that convey such fear for children that it's never aired. Though some manage to sneak a viewing or owns one tape or two. The most popular example of this is Squidward's Suicide, in which Squidward commits suicide, hence the title. Of course, all of these creepypastas are false, yet I remember a single SpongeBob episode that was pretty heavily altered, but still remains in circulation today. This is One Course Meal from Season 7. In the episode, Mr. Krabs finds out Plankton is horrified of whales, and he uses this to his advantage. This is one of the least popular episodes of the show due to the dark nature of the episode, even after it was heavily altered. Now, how would I have seen this episode before it was edited? It's really simple. This was one of the 7 SpongeBob episodes that was revealed on the internet before it aired on TV. I was always a big fan of the show. I was excited for the idea of having a SpongeBob episode premiere on the internet before television. I rapidly reloaded the Nickelodeon page, and finally the episode came up. It was known as Plankton Got Served, though that was eventually changed. The episode is identical to the one in circulation today. Plankton manages to break into the Krusty Krab, ties up Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob, and as he finally gets the secret formula from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl, walks in. This terrifies Plankton. It causes him to run out. Plankton later claims that his ancestors were eaten by whales, and that's why he fears them so much. Mr. Krabs realizes this fear that Plankton has, and he decides to use it against him. He dresses up as his daughter and begins to follow Plankton around, frightening him. Plankton decides that he can no longer take it and decides to make the ultimate decision. Plankton decides to commit suicide. Yes, this is still in the show today. You are free to watch it. Plankton waits for the bus and lies in the street, and he waits to get run over. That's when SpongeBob comes over and tries to convince him to continue his life. This is where the alterations in the 2 version begins. Plankton fails to heed SpongeBob's words and remains there. In the altered version that is shown, SpongeBob tells Plankton that Mr. Krabs is Pearl the entire time, and then he gets up. In another altered version, SpongeBob says the same thing, but Plankton refuses to believe him. SpongeBob decides that the only thing he can do to show him the truth is to drag Mr. Krabs outside. Soon after he leaves, the typical red bus comes speeding along. Plankton sits up and watches as it hits him, and the episode fades into darkness. Plankton finds himself on a single platform overlooking darkness. In the darkness, he sees whales all looking up at him. There are members of his family that he can faintly make out, calling for him to jump down. He looks around and he sees a light he can scarcely believe. This would seem to represent heaven. Or hell. Plankton is resigned to his fate, and he jumps down into the darkness. Now, some of you may have seen the show as soon as it became available online. Apparently not fast enough. After seeing the episode online, I reloaded the page and found an altered version on the website. I kept reloading and reloading, curious of how I had seen the first version. The only answer I can imagine for my viewing of the original episode is that the creators accidentally uploaded the wrong file, and moments after uploading it, they realized it. I may be the only one who saw this version. Truly, I do not know the sick ambitions of the creator of SpongeBob when they had this in mind for this episode. Why would they show this on a kid's show to portray death? Why the hell would a kid's show portray heaven and hell? Nonetheless, the unaltered version is impossible to find. I've searched as hard as I can, and I have failed. I failed to find anything legitimate about the episode that I had seen. People had told me that I only seen the altered version, and they too were surprised by the dark themes that it portrayed in the episode. It doesn't matter. I know what I saw. I know people aren't going to believe me. People will accuse me of lying or just trying to scare people. People say that I have no evidence, and there's no photos. There is no video evidence of this occurrence. I only saw it once. Never occurred to me to make note of it. I know the truth, and I want to tell people who know as well. maybe, just maybe, someone out there saw the episode as well and can confirm it. Until then, I hope you enjoy reading this. Guys, I hope you like this one. I would like to, at some point, do the entire Lost Episodes quote-unquote series, but let me know what you think down below. These are more... There's more of these, and they're shorter, which will be a little more conducive to getting stuff out on time, especially since it's summer and the kids are home. I'm doing my best here, people. I promise you. But please like, share, do all that stuff YouTube likes. If you want to support, hit up that Patreon down below and all that stuff.